Hello everybody, welcome back to Camper Cola's workshop. I said in my previous video regarding my mods that I'd done to my Tron XY 3D printer, I said in that video that and showed you that I'm doing a small printing job at the moment, and I'd just like to explain what that is. Now what we've got here is this here, which I'll show you in detail in a minute. This is a central core suspension unit for a lower limb prosthetic leg unit. Basically the leg unit goes into the foot, and this particular unit gives sideways, horizontal and vertical suspension for the amputee user. The suspension basically consists of a very simple motorbike type or even bike type suspension plunger unit, and inside there's no actual spring. Inside relies on this unit here. So this particular unit, I bought this off eBay. Somebody put some motor oil in. If I remember rightly, it was mineral oil by the smell of it, and it actually attacked the material that this unit's made out of, and basically made it go mushy, and I had to get it out with a screwdriver because it was stuck in the unit. So we have a problem here. This is made from some kind of resin, mainly I think for longevity, and also, well, mainly I think for longevity because, you know, they don't want too many service intervals with this type of thing. So very simple piece of technology. So what I decided to do was to experiment and see whether I could put in a better suspension principle instead of this, but within this size unit. So what I've done is I've experimented on my printer with various plastics and other materials. So eventually, to replace this, I went for Ninjaflex TPU because it's nice and flexible. This stuff is really good. I use this a lot, so you can see I've done some experimental tries there with that. So that was definitely going to be the material to use because it gives strength plus flexibility. And then I experimented with some other materials, including silicone and my great favourite, caravan glue. This is 5112 caravan glue, and I'll show you what I actually use this for. So basically what I did was print a central unit out of Ninjaflex TPU, and then I put in a central core of silicone or caravan glue, because what I was after, I'll just show you that now. We'll just go right up to that and have a look. Just make sure I've got it in the right position. Okay, we'll have a quick look at that in detail. I'm going to switch the lights off just so we don't get any reflection. There we go. Okay, so what we've got there is my outer suspension system, which is basically I'm trying to get it to act like a coil spring. So I've tried various different methods to give that a kind of a coiled response. So you can see there, that's one of the types of infill that I've tried, and this one was okay. I think this was around 65% infill. What I've gone for to actually start off with is a 90% infill, which looks something like that, because that gives a lot more spring resistance, just so I can experiment to start off with. So that's what it looks like, and of course inside, as I said, we've got a silicone or caravan glue damper in there. So basically what I did was print the unit up, the outer unit up to 90%, and allowed for a hole here, and then infilled the unit with silicone. I made sure on the latter prints that there was enough of a thickness of a wall inside the print to make sure that that silicone was held within the plastic flexible print. And then after printing 90%, I then, once this had set, I then went back, heated the top of the whole print, and then restarted printing to seal off the unit itself, which is this one here, is a finished unit. So you can see I had that on quite hot. I had that on 255 degrees, I think, because I wanted a good melt, because obviously no visual excellence doesn't apply here. It's very much function and a little bit of form. So that's the sealed unit that I've actually used. This is a silicone one in here, and I've got an interesting mistake also that happened with this one, which is where I tried it without the wall. On the 3D print there was no wall, and the silicone soaked out into the print, into the flexible plastic itself, which again it's actually had an interesting effect, and I think this might well work on some other things. So we've basically got silicone infused into that flexible print, and that does make for an interesting feel, I have to say. So that's where we are with that. I'll just show you the original unit. As you can see, that was very badly damaged through oil and having to remove it, and I injected the silicone or caravan glue with a syringe. So that's how we did that, and that's worked very effectively. So I just thought I'd mention about using these materials. The caravan glue gives a much stiffer dampening than the silicone, and that makes quite a difference to the unit. Even if the unit, the flexible plastic coil unit, is the same, having a different material here does make a big difference, and the silicone is a much softer dampening to the caravan glue, but both have their uses, I think. Okay, so that wraps it up for this video. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and I'll try and produce some more content that you may be interested in. Thank you very much.